Good afternoon. It's about 2:33 p.m. on October 30th, 2013. I just checked, and the last time I did an interview was September 26th, and that was, of course, with Mr. Ross Short of Bodywise Kelowna, which ended up being a really interesting interview and a great episode. I hope you have checked it out. That's episode 5. Ross and I were neighbors at the wellness fair a few weeks back, and that was very cool to have him to talk to throughout the weekend. He's a very inspiring guy. So speaking of inspiring, you're about to hear an interview with Karen Belshaw that I did earlier today. She's an accomplished reflexologist. She's done acupressure, energy work, massage, and she's also a Reiki master. So I was waiting to do a podcast or an episode specifically about Reiki, and I knew the person that I could turn to was Karen for a great episode. So thanks so much to her for doing it, and thank you for listening. If you didn't get this from my website, check out vitalitykelowna.com to learn more about me and what I do. And yeah, enjoy episode 6 with Karen Belshaw.
Sunday morning, rain is falling.
Sitting here with Karen Belshaw, owner of Master's College of Holistic Studies here in Kelowna. Karen is highly experienced in many forms of holistic health, including Reiki, reflexology, acupressure, energy work, and massage, to name a few. So Karen, tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us a crash course in the life of Karen.
It's been long and very interesting. I was born to teach, and definitely along with that comes in the practice of healing. I'm always teaching and always healing. Even if it's a client coming in for a treatment, I'm teaching them about themselves. It definitely goes hand in hand. Being able to do this is a great gift. I am very honored whenever I'm teaching or sharing energy or helping someone with their health. It's a huge reward, absolutely huge. Really, aside from that, I've worked many jobs throughout my life, but I always come back to this one place of teaching and healing.
Mm-hmm. So particularly, let's talk a little bit about Reiki. How long have you been involved with Reiki?
I got my first Reiki initiation in June of 1989, so I've been at it a few years. Mm-hmm. It was an amazing experience. I can remember taking notes furiously the first evening, which was an introduction evening, and anticipating the next 2 days with huge excitement. Two of the most memorable things that happened that weekend, one of course was the initiation, which was absolutely incredible. I didn't want to come back from that zone I was in, and the girls had to encourage me to come back to reality and once again join the class. And the second thing was I had what is called a gang Reiki, where 3-4 people will do Reiki on you at the same time. I've never forgotten it. It was so profound, so amazing. And that's where I really got the gist of what Reiki energy feels like versus somebody just pitting you down on the ground like my brother would do and, tickle me to death or beat me up or whatever was going on at the time. No, Reiki is a totally different experience. It's quite amazing. Yeah.
So how would you describe Reiki, and how has your experience with Reiki kind of evolved since you first began your journey?
With Reiki, really it's blind faith, blind trust. Once you get your initiation, it's not like school where you put in a full year, you know what you've accomplished, you know what you've learned, and then you get your certificate saying go to the next grade. With Reiki, you're given your certificate and then you go out there and practice. Mm-hmm. It's a little backwards according to what we think one should have, but it works very, very well because of course you have to receive that Reiki ray, that energy, become one with Reiki in order to be able to share that energy and practice your skills.
So how have you seen Reiki being applied?
There is evolving many different forms of Reiki, but the essential element is still true and fast, and that is the sharing of energy, the hands-on healing itself. There is something called therapeutic touch, which doesn't, the hands don't touch the body at all, but just hold over the person. You see a lot of nurses, especially hospital workers, they will use that form. Within Reiki itself, of course, there's long distance healing and can be extremely powerful, as well, of course, the hands-on. And the method of laying of the hands for Reiki may not always be consistent. Just as people are different, so can be the laying of the hands, and it would be based upon the person's needs. If you've had a back injury, you might spend more time on the back, or a head injury, more time on the back or on the head. So it's not about rules. There are no rules. There's formats, but no rules. So as long as you're in the right place, giving and sharing the Reiki energy, and the person is receiving it in a place of love and healing, it's all good.
And how have, what kind of results have you seen from applying Reiki?
I think the biggest and most noticeable thing is relaxation. People are so relaxed. They'll fall asleep. That's always huge. When they fall asleep, they're in a place of acceptance to healing on multiple levels, and that's the best place you want them to be in. If they can be asleep, they're not resisting anything. They're absorbing everything that you're doing. Other observings. I think mostly it's within myself, because Reiki is a form of meditation. I'm focused on what I'm doing, and meditation is all about focus. So it affects myself, my level of intuition, my level of skills, the amount of Reiki I can bring in and share during a session. Just grows and grows and grows as I continue to practice Reiki.
Mm-hmm.
Other ways that Reiki can be applied are to your pets, to animals, to plants. I always Reiki my bread, trying to make it the best it can be, even though it isn't good for me. I'm sure it's better with Reiki. Always know that you can use Reiki at any time in any situation, and that we are Reiki once we've received that Reiki ray. So wherever we walk, whomever we talk to, whomever we touch, we're sharing that Reiki energy, which is love. That's pretty amazing in itself.
So you mentioned intuition earlier. How would you say that your intuition has improved since you started using Reiki, and how has it changed the way you interact with your surroundings?
Healing and meditation go hand in hand. The more you meditate, the more powerful you are. It's just the way it is. The more meditation you do, the more also you're aware of and in touch with all of your senses. The more heightened your senses, the more in tune you are with anyone you're working on. So that's pretty wonderful. Mm-hmm. And as for myself, my intuition is definitely heightened, and I personally experience it as a part of who I am on a continual basis, every moment of every day. I notice life. I'm aware of energy. I'm better able to react positively to life's challenges and embrace the love of this life with great joy. One of the things I've come across recently is a saying where it says, I accept with joy, with pleasure, and with gratitude. And I have found just being in that place of awareness throughout the day has heightened my awareness of how easily I'm attracting things towards myself, because I'm in a place of positive energy and gratitude, joy, acceptance. I mean, it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful.
Mm-hmm. So you and I have spoken multiple times about the kind of shift in consciousness we're kind of experiencing as a whole today, in recent years. So where do you see us going as a society, and how do you think bringing Reiki into the world actually helps that?
Due to the availability to communicate at a speed never before experienced on Earth, people are more aware of both the negative and positive aspects of life and how it affects them. I get excited when I see a demonstration bringing awareness of negative practices that not only profit a few, but that harm the planet, Mother Earth, or are wanting to control our lives, even our very thoughts. The new shift in consciousness is more about awareness, bringing people closer together in support of each other and sharing of thoughts and practices with an open mind. Being open to that which is different is a struggle, however. I feel that we're now embracing differences, and this will push mankind to new heights in spiritual awareness, and that includes healing, of course. Meditation is the key to lifting mankind into the next level of spiritual life. Reiki, which is a focused healing, and therefore a form of meditation, has the ability to assist in lifting mankind to the level that would bring more peace, love, cooperation, and trust to all of Earth's inhabitants. Recognition that we are one.
Mm-hmm. So what are some misconceptions you've encountered about vibrational healing throughout the years?
Many people live in fear of anything that they're not raised with or taught to accept as truth. Reiki has been thought of as a cult activity and shunned by those who have not experienced a vibrational love beyond their physical level of existence. Reiki is a universal gift from Source, God, or whatever you name Him. It's like being given a flashlight when all you've known is darkness. I'm often quoted, or have often quoted myself, that love is all there is. I believe this, and I feel that Reiki is a gift of love. And it is that love that permeates the very cells of our being and brings light to the areas of our body that require healing, be that mental, physical, emotional, or spiritual. Any misconceptions are born out of fear. Reiki is not fear, but love. It has only to be experienced to be accepted as truth.
Now, what are some simple things that people can do to start learning and participating in practicing in Reiki?
I think one of the first things to do would be get some information on the internet or read a book and just determine whether or not Reiki is a vibration that rests well with you. It's something that you think, yeah, that feels right for me. Taking a Reiki class, anything, even going to a Reiki practitioner and getting a treatment, and that would cement it. That would be, oh yeah, this is definitely something I would like to do. Reiki is something you learn from as you practice it. So you receive your certificate in this healing art, and you go at your own rate of learning. There's no push or shove or end of the year, write an exam. It's absolutely wonderful. So it's not something you can get into that's going to create stress unless you put it upon yourself. Hopefully you don't, because it's just a place of peace and love and sharing. I can't think of anything more wonderful than that.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for doing this interview, Karen. I'm just wondering, is there anything else that you'd like to say before we conclude?
Yes, I'd just like to add that Reiki allows energy to flow through your being into another. It is a gift. And to listen to your heart and remember that love is all there is. It is a gift of love. It's an exchange of love. And with that thought, namaste.
Thank you.
Sunday morning